Here's the full story how I went from college student to Logan Paul's full-time videographer. This is one of the most common questions that I get, so I figured I'd pop in here and let you guys know. It all started, I would say, in 2018 when I was in college, maybe actually even 2017, late 2017, early 2018, and I started making content myself. I had seen some of Gary Vee's stuff, and he was just saying like content, like content's new, keep it going. Like if you don't have an Instagram channel, a YouTube channel, start one. So I was really interested, and so I didn't know what I wanted to get into, but I was like, oh, whatever, I'll start. At this time, I created a basketball account, which was called the Basketball Purist. You can still look at it still to this day. It's still, I actually restarted it back in like 2024 as well, so you can check it out then. But I did that, and I started my basketball page, and it was more of just like me giving analysis, and then it ended up turning into, I was doing a YouTube channel also at the time. And then I was like, I don't know how much I feel like really like I want to be in front of the camera, but I really like editing. I like getting into that flow state. So I started to make edits with basketball clips that were posted already on YouTube, and I just repurposed them over on Instagram, so short form content. So that's when I really started to kind of dial in and post twice a day on Instagram back in 2018 on my basketball account. And long story short with that, during my whole time over the next year and a half, I ended up growing that basketball page from 0 to 50,000 followers on that Instagram page just by posting quality content every twice a day for a year and a half. Then it was at that point where I was finishing up my senior year of college, or I was finishing up my junior year of college. And at that point, you know, you got to get into the mindset of trying to find a job to sustain yourself just in life. So obviously at that point going through, had been through like career fair. I actually had just finished up a internship with a tool company, and going through that internship with the tool company, I knew that something within the traditional corporate life wasn't really for me. So, you know, I don't want to shit on too much of that, but I knew it wasn't for me. I knew that it would be eating at the inside of my brain every single time. So every single time I went into work, even it did in the internship, but it wasn't a terrible experience, but a bad enough experience to where I knew I didn't want to go back. So I'm finishing up my senior year, I'm about to start my senior year, and I was right around that time, maybe like a month or so into the summer, and I had seen a episode with Charlie Rocket. Charlie Rocket went on Logan Paul's episode, and he was talking about this whole thing about delusional optimism. And I'm looking right now at my thing that I still have on the back of my door. It says delusional optimist. And so after that episode, I thought to myself that I'm not a pessimist at all by any means, but I didn't know if I was a delusional optimist. And so that one mindset is something that I tried to implement in my life. And so that then led to seeing an opportunity where Logan wasn't posting on his YouTube channel, his YouTube Clips channel for Impulsive. And at that time, I was a fan of his podcast for probably about 6 months or so, because he just started it in like early 2018 or so. And I said to myself, okay, it's 3 months. 3 months have gone by. I have not seen him uploading any clips on this channel. If there's a 4th month that goes by, I'm sending his ass an email, because what's the worst that happens? He just doesn't respond back to me. So long story short, went to that 4th month, and this is where I crafted the email. This is one thing that college, you know, might have helped me out with. Even though people say I didn't get anything from college, it's like you always take some bits and pieces. So I put together an email, sent it off to him. Everybody always asks me what that email is. I still haven't released it to the public just yet, but I can give you kind of the cliff notes. I basically said, I'm interested in this position. This is why I'd be a good fit. And I showed an exact example of me doing exactly what I said I would do. Long form or long term, but just doing it for one specific episode that he hadn't clipped up yet. shot off that email, and then about 2 or 3 days later, I was at school. I went to Miami University. I was at school. I'm pretty sure I was at a bar, and had a couple drinks in me, and then out of nowhere, I get an email back from Logan at that time, and he responds back to me, and he's like, "Oh my God, we need this position filled. Where are you based? Let's get started." And I thought to myself, holy shit, this could be it. This could be the moment that changes my life forever. And when I thought that in my head, like I said, I was like a couple drinks deep, I think, at that point, because it was like about to be the start of my senior year. Everybody kind of goes out. I swear I got sober so quick. A flush kind of went through my body, and just was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. I could make it big with this. And at that point, I didn't really have any like doubters or anything on what I could do, but I thought to myself, this is it. This is what I could do. And so I waited like maybe 30 minutes, and then messaged him back. Just maybe got some water in my system. Messaged him back, and he might have responded that next morning or so. Then I responded, and then I was trying to suss him out a little bit to make sure it was like a legitimate response back. And then he ended up responding to me, and so I responded back. And we hopped on a FaceTime, finally, then started working for him. And I started doing his clips channel, managing his clips channel, making titles, thumbnails, and then that ended up leading into me editing clips for his Instagram account. The reason I even brought up that first part of the conversation, which was my basketball page, is because that basketball page, I was able to leverage that into him realizing this guy's legit. He knows what he's talking about. He knows how to run an Instagram account. And so during that whole time of me working with him, I taught myself Premiere, which I think people don't realize that you can do something like that just through like YouTube and YouTube University. You can teach yourself this stuff. Like, stuff's out there. Part of the reason why like I started my community recently for podcasters is like, you can fast track your way to hitting a goal by learning from other people, and YouTube was definitely that for me. So we fast forward. I start working with him. I start doing the Instagram clips. I start building up the Instagram channel. He starts realizing that like I'm putting in a lot of great work, and it got to the point where I grew the YouTube channel from 44,000 subscribers to over 500,000 subscribers within 6 months. At this time, COVID had just started. It was in 2020, and so he saw everything that I was bringing to the table, and the Instagram was growing. I was doing my thing. So I said to him, I saw one of his other producers, the guy who's like actually doing the editing, the full episodes, recording the videos, all that stuff. I said, I saw him. That guy was moving on. He was doing his own thing. I said, I'll do that. I didn't really know too much about videography or even editing a full-length podcast at the time, but like, if there was something that I learned within those 6 months of working with him, is like I was willing to learn, and I was good at learning. ABL, baby, always be learning. So I told him that I'll move into the Maverick house if you want me to, And so he wasn't really as since I was basically just still a stranger, didn't take me up on that. But nonetheless, he ended up taking me up on the other offer of being the full-time podcast producer. And then every single day since, I've been learning how to, be a better videographer, and refining my skills within the editing. And so it's like now I've become this whole master of all of this, but like it started off with just starting my Instagram account back in 2018 or even probably 2017 with the Basketball Purist. This is more of a story that should be meant to inspire, but also let you know, inspire in a way of letting you know it's possible if you want to do it, if you put your mind to it. But also just for anybody who kind of, I guess, wanted to know a little bit more about my story and anything in between. So I don't know exactly what channel I'll be putting this out on, but I think it's kind of good just to have it in the repertoire. And if it helped you out there, let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you stuck through this video, fantastic. But yeah, hope it kind of helps put things into perspective, that maybe you don't need everything hashed out right away, and you just need a little bit of delusional optimism to help get you to that point to send out an email to somebody and possibly change your life forever. So I hope this helped. Hopefully you're taking some steps. Let me know in the comments if this helped you. What are some steps that you can help, that you're going to be taking maybe from this video, what you got out of it. But I hope there's a lot of value, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.